Hello everybody, I am Brantman19 and welcome to our December monthly channel update. If you do not know, we do this every single month. We kind of do a rundown of all the stats and what's going on with the channel. It's nice to do this about once a month, and for many of you, you guys have been checking this out every single month, and I appreciate that. I'm glad to know that many of you like to know exactly what's going on. So, first off, I like to say thank you to all of my old subscribers and old viewers, as well as my new subscribers and new viewers. Without you guys, none of this is possible. And like always, I'd like to thank you at the beginning of this video. And I'd like to point out we had a huge new milestone today. We hit 300 today on December 3rd. It happened probably closer to around 11 or 12 noon, 11 a.m., 12 noon Eastern today. I said something about that in my Discord, which you can find the link to that below at the exact time it happened. But I kind of held off on making this video all day, just more because I wanted to do a lot of recording. And we actually went up to 302, so I think we actually got 5 subscribers today alone, which makes it a pretty big day. Probably one of my biggest days I've ever had. But anyways, I just wanted to say thank you all so much for making that possible. And let's go ahead and jump in to the actual stats here. So, let me hop over here. There we go. This is what we do every single month. We look at we look at the stats, and we'll see how the channel is progressing. I'll go ahead and tell you that this is a little bit different of a month. It was only 30 days, but it was also, it seemed like our stats were a little bit lower than normal. And you know what? That's okay. I kind of expected that we were going to kind of run out of some steam here. And we wouldn't pick up until about Thanksgiving in the U.S., which is exactly what happened. Once we hit, Thanksgiving, and that what usually for some people is like a fall break or like the Thanksgiving break, it shot up like quick. So it was lagging all month, but it kind of shot up there at the end. So I'll go ahead and tell you, we had more watch time than ever by maybe about 7,000 minutes. That equates, we had actually 82,773 watch minutes. That is 57 days and 11 hours. That's amazing. I didn't think it'd get that big at the, when I got about halfway through the month. I didn't think we'd get there. Our views were a little bit lower than normal by about 270, 280. It came down more, but that seems to be more of the fact that we lost a day and that it was such a slow start to the month. We had high average views per day. We had, we never did drop below like 215, but we never did really hit too many 500 days. But I think we hit 500 like twice, and that was at the end of the month. So it was really trying to make it up there at the end. I wasn't even sure if we were going to break 10,000 until maybe, I don't know, maybe the last 2 or 3 days. One of the big things though is that our audience retention did shoot up amazingly. This is what you guys are doing. My old subscribers and my loyal viewers and people who are, who watch most of my video, you guys have shot this up. And as you can see, most of the year we've been about 6 minutes, 6:15 to 6:30, 6:40. It's been climbing lately. And it hit 7 minutes and 46 seconds. That's about 30% of each video was being watched. That's awesome. I love that. I appreciate y'all so much for watching these videos. That shoots up the watch time too. So, that's what helps this channel get seen more. Watch time and how much of the videos are getting viewed. So I think that's really cool. We only did add 31 subscribers, which, it's down 13 from last month. Again, I didn't expect some of that, but again, we did add like maybe 6, 7, 8 in the last few days. So we're higher than, we actually added 8, if I'm correct, here in the last few days. So again, it's just kind of the weirdness in the months here. I kind of expect December to go a little bit better in that regards, but we did have a drop in likes and comments as well. We had about 100 less in likes and roughly about a half less in our comments. That's more because I wasn't engaging so much this month. I kind of was letting comments come in and I wasn't saying anything back. So that's partly on me. Part of it's also we just didn't get a whole lot of views until real late. I had more comments in the last probably 5-6 days than I had in the previous 25 days. So that's just one of those things right there. Let's see. So our total subs we're up to 294 at the end of November, with our views to 63,289. So not too bad. We actually we missed our subs goal by about 13, and but we beat the views goal by 1,300. So all right, I mean, tit for tat. We'll take one. You know, we could take one or the other. I would take the views, I guess. Subs are nice, but subs don't always equal into increasing, you know, the channel itself. So it's good every now and then. It's good overall to have both of them, but hey, I'll take views over subs. So that brings us up. We have a new goal of 325 subscribers and 75,000 views. I think we're gonna get it. I mean, things are going really well right now. We're going into December. December is like the month where, like, you know, if you think about it, most people in college only really have classes for like the first week. Then they have maybe a few days of finals. If they, you know, most people are out of classes with college by about like the 10th, the 11th, or the 12th of the month, 15th being almost the latest. And then most schools have already let out students the Friday before Christmas, or in this case, I think it's actually going to be a little bit different this year because I think Christmas falls like on a Monday, and they'll let them out like, you know, at least like the Wednesday prior. It's really weird how they do all that, but I think it's going to be a bigger month because we'll have maybe half, you know, more people will be at home all month to watch. I know I've been like that in the past, so we'll see how that goes. We're going to go ahead and you can see the nice little graph here. The orange line indicates the predicted, and blue indicates the actual subs, predicted subs. As you can see, there's that little mark there. That's only the second time, or maybe the third time that's ever happened to us. And this time it was just the biggest difference. So, you know, that just happened. And as you can see over here, though, the blue line just barely edges out the orange line on the views. So we've been keeping that ahead every single month, though. We've always beaten in views, so that's fine with me. Moving on to our schedule here. So here's what the next 2 weeks look like for our random time slot here at 6 a.m. Eastern, at our Supreme Ruler 2020 time slot at 12 noon Eastern, and the Total War time slot at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Eastern. For the next few weeks, as you can see, Empire Earth 2 is going to continue. United States of Earth is going to continue. The Ottomans are going to continue. Empire Earth 2 will change from Korea to the German campaign. The Wednesday following this coming one. So just a heads up, that's what's going to happen. You know, as you can tell, we did wrap up Battle Stations Midway, which was in this 6 a.m. Eastern time slot. I liked that game. It was fun. I did ask you guys to do a vote and tell me what you guys wanted to do, you know, wanted next, and most people were pretty quiet about it. Some people did tell me they just like change the game up and then we'll come back. So that's what I did. Went ahead and I've actually already recorded every bit of Empire Earth 2 through the main base game. We still have the expansion to make. I'm going to do it all at one time so I can get that game off my computer. But that shouldn't be too much, you know. That'll lead us through for a little while, but that's getting a little bit ahead of myself. The United States of Earth campaign, it's continuing, but I've been recording, you know, a little bit ahead of, you know, where I release, and I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you guys can kind of see it now too as we're pushing across, like, you know, more major stretches of the map. You know, it's coming to an end. It's just when is that going to happen? We'll find out. I mean, it's going to continue on, I think, for a little while longer. And plus the Prussian campaign came to an end, but we did start that Ottoman campaign in Total War, and it's pretty well underway. We had a little bit of issue where, again, I had that bug. I hope that doesn't happen every time I start a new series, because that's getting ridiculous. I don't know why Total War likes to do that, but it just does. It doesn't like to... it has like a save bug or something like that, so I have to restart every single series after I've already recorded a full week's worth. So I'm like redoing things like in a hurry. But it's been good so far the other way, so not too bad. Going on and taking a look at the future here, and this is the just brief general overview here. You can see in December we'll be working on the Ottomans in Total War, and we'll be switching to the Netherlands or the United Provinces afterwards. I'm pretty sure that we got a little ways to go though in the Ottomans. I'm while I think I see the end of it, I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. We'll be going into December and January for our Supreme Ruler 2020 slot with the United States of Earth. I think there's maybe 20 to 30 more episodes left. I'm just throwing it out there. I think it's about there. I think we will go into January. I do not know how far we will go into January with it, but remember, this is the very last Supreme Ruler 2020 game we're going to play. It's probably the last Supreme Ruler game we're going to play for quite some time, unless they do something really great with the series, which, you know, I haven't seen and doesn't look like I will see that. It just all plays the same over and over and over. So then our wild card slot, we'll be keeping Empire Earth 2 through December, January, and February. Probably in maybe late January, I think we'll switch to the expansion. I can't think of the name of that off the top of my head right now to save my life, but it's out there. I did put this Paradox slot opening up now because if we do get done with the Conquer the World campaign of the United States of Earth, then we will switch in and put a Paradox game. Will take over the noon slot. It will be EU4's we'll be doing the Ottoman Empire then. I'm going to kind of do a let's learn with this where I am learning. It's like baby steps. If you don't enjoy that, I'm sorry, but that's kind of the point I'm in. I want to get good at that game, and I have to kind of take it slow. So we'll see how that goes. I know enough to get going, so don't get me wrong. And I guess I should go ahead and just mention that I do plan to have the next few changes in here in Total War. After the Ottomans are done, hopefully in December, the Netherlands will take over through December and into January. Hopefully mid to late January that I can finish up the Netherlands and then move on into Poland. And I think Poland will take us through February. So quite a lot out there. But all right, guys, well, you know what? I think I have been talking long enough. I just want to say thank you all so much for helping me hit 300 subs. That's a big deal. I'm really looking forward to making it to 400. Keep talking to you guys. I do want to remind you that I do have a Discord. The link is in the description below, and I hope you all check that out. That's a really big deal. I love interacting with you guys. There's been a few people to pop in, some people who have also helped me with my channel as far as getting me the new logo and stuff like that we just debuted a few weeks ago. So I really appreciate everybody, though. I really hope I see you all in Discord, and I will definitely see you all next time.